Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we have the Coca-Cola 600 as well as the Xfinity race at Charlotte. We actually have a kind of a surprise driver in the Xfinity car for this episode. We have Matt Benedetto in the car for this episode. I decided, you know what, let's give this guy a chance. He had a JGR ride back in the Xfinity series probably about 10 or so years ago, which didn't go all too well, but here he is now in our Xfinity Series car in the number 99 as he started about in the 10th or so position as he came out of turn 2, hitting down the back straightaway. He would have a pretty solid run for us in this race. It wasn't the best run in the world. He would work his way up to P6 as he went down into turn 3 by about the midway point. He would actually work his way up to the 4th position here as he set his sights on the next 3 cars up ahead as Tyler Reddick was just in front of him. And as he came towards the final lap, Benedetto would try to make a move to take 3rd away from Ryan Reed as he went down into turn 3 and turn 4 behind Tyler Reddick, who was making a move for the win. As he went down into turn 4, Benedetto would come through the tri-oval and he would get the 3rd finishing position for us and our team here in the Charlotte race. So once again, a very good result for our team. We've been having a very good start to this season. Only one win though for the team, but hopefully we can add a few more of those here in the future. But now it's time to set our sights on the Coca-Cola 600, a race that we've never been fortunate enough to win. We've never won a crown jewel race unless you consider Darlington to be a crown jewel. But as we came to qualifying, coming through turns 3 and turns 4, we got onto the apron just about there. It wasn't the best lap, and it's going to show as we come through the travel. It's not going to be the best lap in the world as it's a 29.533, and we will start from the 17th position for the Coca-Cola 600. So we got some work to do to get towards the front, so let's see if we can go and do that here in Charlotte.
We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Coca-Cola 600. This event is the longest on the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series schedule. At 600 miles, it's a true test of endurance and patience. Tonight also marks the last time this year these drivers will race this 1.5-mile quad oval layout. When we return in October, NASCAR will unleash the Roval, a road course oval hybrid that's been the talk of the town. But that's the future. Tonight is about tradition. The Coca-Cola 600 is coming up next on PRN.
Alright, we are ready to get underway here with the Coca-Cola 600. Ryan Blaney is on the pole for this race with Clint Boyer on the outside front row alongside him, as Paul Menard had an unapproved body modification during qualifying, so he will be starting at the back of the field coming into this race. The only notes coming into this race as we get ready to go green for the Coca-Cola 600. The green flag is out, and we are underway from the 16th position alongside the number 40 car of Jamie McMurray and that McDonald/Cessna Camaro as Blaney leads us down towards turns 1 side by side with Clint Boyer as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 for the first time, closing in on the back of the 10 of Eric Almirola and the Stuart Haas Racing Smithfield Mustangs. Come down the back straightaway. Johnson a few little car lengths behind me as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4. We've mentioned it many times this season. Jimmy Johnson, he won the Daytona 500 to start the season, and ever since then he has been on a big slump. He has struggled so much to run well here in this season after winning the Daytona 500. So hopefully we can see the 7-time champion turn it around here sometime, maybe even tonight here in the Coca-Cola 600 as we look to the outside of Eric Almirola now as we come out of turn 2, hitting down the straightaway. He would be able to clear me as we went down the straightaway with Johnson now looking to my inside, and as we came through the next lap we had fallen in behind Johnson and had looked to the inside of Almirola, and now Denny Hamlin to come through to pass them both and move back up into the 17th position now as we look to the inside of Jimmy Johnson as we head down into turn 3 as he is working his way towards the top 15, and so is Alex Bowman, who's trying to work his way through the field. Bowman has been running pretty good this season, and as we came to lap 7, we had worked our way now up to the 10th position, trying to look to the left-hand side of Stenhouse as we pass the second-place starter of Clint Boyer, who's having a very bad first stint. And we would get to P9 by lap 10 now as we have trouble behind though. Jamie McMurray goes spinning into the outside wall, and that would bring out the first caution of this race as he abruptly just spun through the tri-oval now as the yellow flag is out, and we would get ready to restart in the 9th position. And Martin Truex Jr. starts just in front of us, obviously a former rival, as the green flag returns here in Charlotte. It is just about 12 laps to go now in this first stage. Blaney continues to lead the way. He's certainly showing that he has a lot of speed in this race, as he started on pole and hasn't given up the lead since. Obviously only 13 laps in, plenty of time for him to completely screw it all up and lose this victory as we come down the back straightaway, just a couple car lengths behind the 19 of Truex, as we just about clear Kurt Busch going down into turn 3, as we have Larson and Truex battling side by side. Blaney clear of anybody now as he tries to check out and run away with this stage victory, as he really doesn't seem to have much competition at this point. And as we came to just 2 to go, we just could not really gain any positions as we had gotten to P9, and this caution would actually come out and the stage would end early. So Ryan Blaney, he would actually hold on to win the stage, and like I said, we were able to work our way up to P9, so we only gained 1 position after that restart. As we get ready though to go green, obviously see we took 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires as we get ready to start stage 2 in Charlotte. The green flag is back out. We start alongside the 18 Kyle Busch, already looking to the left rear of Kyle Larson, and the number 42 Credit One Bank Chevy Camaro now as we head down into turns 1 behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who had a great run in real life at Kansas last weekend. Brilliant run. I think he finished in the top 5. I'm not sure. He ran in the top 5 certainly, but I can't remember how he exactly finished. Now as we come down the back straightaway side by side with Kyle Busch, heading down into turn 3. Blaney once again clear, and he's ready to run away with this stage already. Truex, he had worked his way up to the 2nd position now as we come through the tribal, coming through to complete the first lap in this 2nd stage. This is a 4-stage race, so we got plenty of racing left to go. This is about I think a 100-lap race now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. In the 10th position, once again looking to the left-hand side of Kyle Busch, as we might have a chance to make a 3 wide with Busch and Larson as we head down into turn 3. We're going to take that chance as we go down into the corner, as we make it work with Busch and Larson. They push up the track a little bit, as I also did as well, as Larson, he though is able to stay clear of me as we battle alongside Kyle Busch. As we came through the tribal, we would be able to stay on his left rear for the moment, but as we went down into turns 1, he would get clear and get back down to the inside line, but we would work our way all the way up to P4 by the time we came to lap 11, now passing Joey Logano for 3rd, as we had passed Kyle Busch, we had passed Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, we had passed them all, and worked our way up to the 3rd position, now passing Joey Logano as we hit just 12 to go in this 2nd stage. Now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, and up ahead, the Truex and Blaney just ran away with it. They were long gone at this point, and we were just hoping maybe to get a yellow to be able to have a chance at them, but that unfortunately wouldn't happen, because by the time we came to lap 22, approaching the white flag in stage 2, they had driven away even further. Truex and Blaney were completely gone, and we were coming through the travel just really trying to hold off Kyle Busch and the other cars behind them, just hunting me down, pressuring me to maybe make a mistake. Now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time in this 2nd stage. Busch about a car length and a half to 2 car lengths behind as we exit turn 2, going down the back straightaway for the final time in this 2nd stage. Logano and Larson battle behind us as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, just covering off that bottom lane just to make sure Kyle Busch can't get past me. As we come out of turn 4, we're going to come through the tribal to finish P3 in the 2nd stage, as Ryan Blaney once again wins the stage, so he's won the first 2 stages so far in this race. A great start for the 12 team with Ryan Blaney behind the wheel, as Ryan Newman rounds out the top 10 and get a stage point. We would once again come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, as well as a minor repair, which would actually put us back to the 4th position to start this 3rd stage. We're certainly showing some speed here in the Coca-Cola 600 now as we start the 3rd stage as the green flag is out, but it doesn't seem like we quite have winning speed in this car, so we might need some help with that now as we head down towards turns 1, giving a shot to the bumper to our teammate of Martin Truex Jr. as we head down into turns 1 and 2 side by side with our other JGR teammate of Kyle Busch. As we come through out of turn 2, we get destroyed on momentum now as Busch is easily clear. Logano, he's on my inside as we head down the straightaway, heading down into turns 3 and turns 4. Larson looks behind as Kurt Busch is looking to my inside, but we do get a good boost of momentum through the center of the corner, and we now battle alongside the 22 once again of Joey Logano and that Pennzoil Ford as we head into turns 1. Blaney still leading this race. Kyle Busch now moves up into the 2nd position as Truex, he falls back to P3 now as Logano's going to look to Truex's inside, and Truex is going to continue to potentially fall down the order now as we head down towards turn 3. Logano moving up into that 3rd position as we go through the center of the corner, closing in on the back of the 22, trying to look to the inside of our teammate at Truex. Obviously, he was a rival earlier at this season and obviously the last quarter of last season, so we don't race him necessarily the easiest, but we would get past him as we came to lap 3 now, looking to the inside of Joey Logano, lap 3 in stage 3, as we would be able to clear the 22 at ease and move up into that 3rd position now, and we would continue to lose time to the cars up ahead now as we head down into turn 3 and turn 4, and the caution once again would come out here in Charlotte. We've certainly had a good group of cautions so far in this race with still 40 or so laps remaining, so we would get grouped back together with Blaney and Kyle Busch as we get ready to restart again, and the green flag is out. It is going to be 11 to go in stage 3 now as we head down towards turns 1. We have a big run, and we're going to try and force the 3 wide with Blaney and Kyle Busch as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. We are going to take the lead here in the Coca-Cola 600 as we come through the center of the corner. We certainly caught them sleeping now, as Blaney, though, he has the momentum off the corner. He's going to battle back alongside me as we come down the straightaway, and he's going to easily clear me as we head down into turn 3 and turn 4. And Kyle Larson, he would be able to work his way up to battle alongside my outside as we come out of turn 4 side by side with the 42 driver. As we come through the trial, we certainly had a chance to run away with the lead and potentially the stage victory, but Blaney just had too much speed off the corner, and I didn't really feel like throwing an unnecessary block on him when we're really just past halfway through this race now as we come out to turn 2, setting our sights on Blaney as we came to lap 17 and 22 in the stage, still right behind Ryan Blaney as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. And behind us we have trouble as Martin Truex Jr. goes hard into the outside wall and causes a big crash now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, including Jamie McMurray and other drivers involved. And that would once again bring out another caution as we would get ready to restart here with just a few laps to go in stage 3 as we did not pit as the green flag returns, and we are once again green here in Charlotte. 3 laps remain in the 3rd stage alongside Ryan Blaney as we have a chance to maybe take the lead once again as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen as Blaney is able to stay on my inside, and we know that he has a very fast car and he would immediately clear me as Kyle Larson would come through to also get past me to take over the 2nd position as Kurt Busch, his teammate, looks my inside as we head down into turn 3 and turn 4. Certainly starting on the outside is not what you need to have at this track or just about any track, as we briefly made contact with the 1 car of Kurt Busch in turn 3 and turn 4 now as he tries to get clear of me, but we give him a little bit of a side draft as we head down towards turns 1, just trying to hold on to the position, trying to at least get 3rd in this stage now as we battle alongside Kurt Busch as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, and this battle would continue right to the white flag in the 3rd stage now as we came through on the last lap now behind Kurt as he would slide up in front of me to clear me as we come down the back straightaway, approaching the checkered flag in this 3rd stage as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time in stage 3, using the outside to my momentum advantage as now as we come out of turn 4, 3 wide with Kurt Busch and Austin Dillon as we come through the trial. We will get P3 in the 3rd stage. And we would come to pit road to take once again 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, just like we have in every stage, but this time the AI would change it up on us and not take 4 tires because NASCAR Heat 3 logic, and we would fall down to the 22nd position, which doesn't leave us a lot of time left because the 4th stage is just as long as the previous stages now as the green flag is out, and we are underway for the final stage here in the Coca-Cola 600. Just 23 laps remain in this race as we start alongside Denny Hamlin as we are already going 3 wide ahead of us between Brendan Gaughan, Ryan Preece, and Jamie McMurray as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, going up the middle between the 11 and the 62 of Gaughan and Hamlin now as we head down the back straightaway. Brendan Gaughan certainly a much off pace as he is going to fall down the order pretty quickly as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4. Ryan Blaney continuing to lead as we get into the side of the 47 and briefly tag the wall, but we would be able to hang on to the car now as we get to the left rear or the right rear of Denny Hamlin as we come through to complete the first lap in this 4th and final stage as Blaney is continuing to dominate this race as he tries to get his first Coca-Cola 600 victory and his first win of the season as we go 3 wide now with Hamlin and Preece as we come onto turn 2 side by side as well with Jamie McMurray as we come down the back straightaway, focusing on the back now of Chase Elliott as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, approaching just 21 laps to go. Once we cross the line now is Elliott just in front of me, not having the best run as he has struggled lately here in this race. He had a win a couple episodes ago, so he's locked into the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter much to him, but we would continue to work our way through the order and move up to P12 now, looking to the inside of even Stenhouse and work our way up to P11, approaching just 10 to go in this race. And we would be able to work our way up to the 8th position with just 9 laps to go, just in front of Harvick, behind Clint Boyer and the number 14 cars that come through turns 1 and turns 2. Blaney still in command as we exit the corner, now heading down the back straightaway as we have trouble behind once again. It's the 34 of Michael McDowell who goes spinning as he collects the 88 of Alex Bowman. Now as he comes down in front of traffic and he gets hit again, and he's going to go flipping over as he would land on his roof, as the caution would of course come out here in the Coca-Cola 600. We would once again be ready for a restart, unfortunately, on the outside line as we get ready to go green with just less than 10 laps to go. As the green flag is out, it is 6 laps remaining here in the Coca-Cola 600. Jimmy Johnson behind me in that 10th position as we start alongside the 14 of Clint Boyer as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. We have to be aggressive here as we try to get to the bottom, but it didn't work out now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2 side by side with the 9 of Chase Elliott as we come down the back straightaway. David Reagan up here in the top 15. Usually he's like 25th, so a great run for the number 38 car of David Reagan as we head down into turns 3 and turns 4, approaching just 5 laps to go in this race as Ryan Blaney continues to lead as we close in on the back of Newman. And we're going to force it up the middle, 3 wide between Newman and Chase Elliott now as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Elliott is going to move up the track and get into the side of me as we go up towards the wall, but we thankfully keep it out of the wall there as we might have just briefly touched it as we drop down the order now outside the top 10 due to that contact with the 9 of Elliott, who just maybe overshot turns 1 as he pushed up into the side of me, and thankfully we held on to the car now as we get very sideways going into turn 3. A ton of momentum through the center of the corner now as we come out of turn 4, sitting P13 as we would make a move to the inside of Kurt Busch, and Newman making it 3 wide as we went down into turn 3, approaching just 3 laps to go in this race now as we push up a little bit, but Newman, he goes all the way up into the wall, and that's going to once again bring out a caution late in the Coca-Cola 600 now as Newman just kind of went up too high and he got into the wall there as we didn't touch anyone, so thankfully we don't get any damage, but this would force overtime here in the Coca-Cola 600 as the green flag is out once again as Ryan Blaney has had many restarts where he could have lost the lead, but here he is still out front with 2 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600 now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. We've had a top 5 car in reality, but we find ourselves now not even in the top 10 as we approach the white flag as we come onto turn 2 side by side with the 10 of Eric Almirola down the back straightaway, approaching the final lap here in Charlotte as we go into turn 3. David Reagan in the top 10, a very rare sight now as we approach the back bumper of Kyle Larson in the number 42 as we come through the trial. Ryan Blaney will take the white flag in the Coca-Cola 600. Can he hold on? Now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2, we have to be as aggressive as possible, trying to get as many spots as we can as we send it up the inside of Kyle Larson, making it 3 wide, and we move up into P7 now, passing Boyer for the 6th position as Blaney continues to lead. Kyle Busch 2nd, and Keselowski and Harvick battle ahead for that 3rd spot as we send it up the inside now of Austin Dillon as we go into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here in Charlotte. Ryan Blaney is going to come through to get his first win of the season as he will win the Coca-Cola 600, and we come through to finish in the 5th position here in Charlotte as we were 11th or so coming to the white flag. So a great result for us as we certainly had a fast car. We ran into some trouble at times, but we came over overcame the adversity and still got a top 5 finish here in the Coca-Cola 600. As you see, your finishing order, Ty Dillon did not finish the race. He got P40, so not good for him as Chase Elliott rounds out your top 10. David Reagan got P9. Jimmy Johnson once again outside of the top 10 as he continues to struggle here this season as we sit now P4 in the points. Blaney, his first win of the season, he now has 8 playoff points, as obviously you can get a lot of playoff points at Charlotte if you win every stage and the race. As Chase Elliott, he's not very happy with me, probably due to that contact late in the race, even though he pushed up into me, but we apologize anyways because we don't want to make any rivals now. As in the next episode, we will be going to Pocono in both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. We usually have a decent amount of speed there, but we can never seem to find a way to win there, except for last season when we did pull it off against Chase Elliott. So hopefully we can do that once again going into the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. Like I said, in the next one we go to Pocono, so I will see you guys in the next episode as you see your playoff grid on the screen. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a great day.